I'm not convinced I know how to read. I've just memorized a lot of words.
The first rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club.
True. All life ends in death, which we, as a species, are cursed with knowing, resulting in something. Again, this is really not my field.
It's the Al Travis Show. We've got our Alysen Nesse in the program. I'm going to go with Great DFL Mind, and I'm glad to have her on the program. Alysen, how are you today? And your microphone is muted.
Oh, yes. I'm good. It's a little chilly. How are you?
Well, a little chilly thing. You know, I get it. They're not used to it. It's all about ratings and stuff. But anyone else sick and tired of hearing a storm went all the way from Texas all the way to New York and everybody got cold and their lines down? You know what? It's 30 below here. Okay? Yeah. I'm just tired of it.
Oh, my mom called me. It's so cold in South Florida right now. It's 48 degrees.
It's like no idea of real realities or something. It's just crazy. I used it earlier today, but there's a guy on Fox News, one of the weather guys, and they had like 4 inches of snow in New York. Mm-hmm. And so they go live on the street with the guy, and he goes, I want to show you something. I'm like, I wonder what is this going to be. The camera guy pans down to a snowdrift. It'll be 5-6 inches. And he put his boot down and look at that. Almost to the top of my boot. I'm like, that has got to be the worst waste of human time ever. And I'm sorry, I just don't feel sorry for him.
No, I don't either.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're on.
Yep.
I'm glad you're here. From the DFL side of things, I want to use your left brain here. I am declaring it. She probably won't like this, but she's not doing it. So Senate Klobuchar's in. Okay, she's running for governor. Yeah,
I think we'll have an announcement very soon.
Yeah, we've been saving that for 3 weeks since the other guy got out. But fine, if you're gonna let's do this. I get you want to find the perfect time. With Minnesota being the front page of the paper for, across the nation for 3-4 weeks, you're probably not going to find the perfect time. Everyone knows Senator Klobuchar. Just do it and let's move on. But she's not, so I'm declaring it on this show. Everything is hypothetical until she does it. But here's what I want to ask you. How much does that reset that? Walz gets back in, and we waited forever. He gets back in, and 15 humans on the Republican side said, I want a chance at that. Right? I mean, well, because there's blood in the water. There's the fraud, and so they dive in. But now, and I love her, my Aunt Amy, Senator Klobuchar gets in. How much does that weed this field out quick on the right side? Because a lot of them got to realize that if she had gotten in, they weren't. You know what I'm saying? This has got to level that field quick. Absolutely. So go ahead.
What were you gonna say? If you're gonna ask me, who do you think drops out?
Well, no, because you can't even name them all. They're 15, and I would give you $100 if you named all 15 right now without looking at you.
I can't.
So, and I can't. I think I pay attention, but I gotta think if you've been through a few of these straw polls they've been doing, and you're not getting anywhere, and now it's Senator Klobuchar. I believe this field of 15 gets the 6 pretty quick. That's my over and under. What are your thoughts?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, campaigns, the biggest thing is raising money so that you can pay people to have a campaign. And if you're, number 8, 9, 10, frankly, 7, it's really hard to raise money, and it's really hard to have campaign staff to work for you. So I think we'll see a few drop out.
And I don't know this, but I presume with all the fraud stuff, Governor Walz was even finding it hard to raise money. So that gave the Republicans look what we can do. Senator Klobuchar is not going to have that issue, right?
Senator Klobuchar is a phenomenal fundraiser.
So this, yes. Okay, yeah. Fair. So this now, okay, I shouldn't lead the witness. So would you have said if it was still Walz and one of the Republicans would have done what, that was at least going to be a fair fight, maybe a 50-50 shot? You're still in Minnesota. Even if you're a Republican, you're still in Minnesota. You got to know that it's not walking away.
Well, yeah, especially with, sentiment right now. Even as vulnerable as Walz was, it would still have been a 50-50. Still be a race, yeah.
Yeah, but would you say it isn't anymore? And I mean, from the Democratic side, people are going to be mad at me for offering. That's a softball question. It's not really anymore, is it?
No, I don't take anything for granted. I truly think there is a lot of distrust and anger right now on both the right and the left. And she is going to still need to go out and campaign and convince people that Democrats can still be trusted and can lead. And that's
it's an uphill climb. But again, I call her on aim because it's just how she comes off, right? I mean, I don't mean that in a derogatory sense. So you're going to want to believe her. I think it changes that race huge. So on the other side of that same coin, let's talk the races. Senator Hand gets in on the Senate side. Not much happens, and I say that only because I don't know if that's a huge shock, but on the other hand, he got lost in the day's news, right? I mean, he got in at the same, he got lost. But Michelle Tafoya gets in, and that gained traction. She got national news from it because of her name, and it was a down day. Lucky shot. Well, that's a terrible phrase. Lucky day to get in. How do you think that changes things in the Senate race in Minnesota?
I am interested. Former Senator Hand, is kind of you could label him as a career politician. He is very much been involved in politics, whereas Michelle Tafoya is truly coming off the sidelines and jumping into politics, which she has never done before. So I am interested to see her the campaign she runs. She's kind of she's not a stereotypical Republican. She's pro-choice. She's she's ripped on the president. Let's bust that down a little bit. The president, but you kind of got to do that in Minnesota.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This has to scare the left a little bit. And what I mean by that is she gets national attention because she is for folks who don't know, she's done a ton of sports. And we had her on this program. I talked about her being on Fox. She goes on that Gutfeld program, and it's kind of comedy late night show. They joke about everything, and she plays along. And I said, are you not concerned that something you were joking about is going to come back? I mean, they're going to scour everything she's ever said. She goes, I got to live with that. It's what I do. And so I like that out of her. I also asked her about her ex, her Twitter account. She actually asked Trump not to run last time. She thought we needed to heal. I asked her about that because, just in case you don't know, Alysen, getting the Trump's endorsement is kind of a big deal for some Republicans. So would you get that? She says she's now saying he's done some good things. She can be on board. She's glad she was wrong. I don't know if that is enough to get Trump on board. I don't know. But this pro-choice thing, it should scare you all. If she gets the Republican nod, which is not saying that's going to happen in this state, but if she does, she's a woman, she's an outsider, and she's pro-choice. I got to think the suburban mom vote is now up for grabs, right?
If I do, more so than I ever before, this is definitely the best, I would say strongest candidate for Senate candidate that the GOP has fielded, because I think there are some strong GOP candidates running for governor right now. But that being said, I do not underestimate the anger of suburban moms for what is going on right now with the Metro Surge operation. I mean, the people, I have never seen anger and political alertness and awareness of my suburban mom friends. So.
But how long can that last? And I throw this to you. We'll go to break. We'll talk about it on the other side.
Yeah.
It was in June when the shootings of the Hoffmans and the Hortmans happened, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 7 months ago that happened. And that was going to be the talk of the town. That's all we were going to talk about. We were going to have a special session, for heaven's sakes, because we were so upset about it. Oh, and then fraud happened. And then that's all we were going to talk about. Now we have this. We're 9 months away. And I don't know if that anger can hang. That is my point with you. Can that upsetness hang?
This is different. I will tell you, this is different.
All right, that's fair enough. Let's go to break. We'll talk more about it on the other side. I've got our Alysen Nesse on the Al Travis Show.
You need a friend at the Capitol who knows how to get things done.
And you're in luck, because that's exactly who we are, your friends at the Capitol, and we deliver results.
At Momentum Advocacy, we bring decades of experience in lobbying, public affairs, and crisis communications.
From local nonprofits to national corporations, we help you move policy, manage your media, and make your voice heard.
We're not just seasoned pros, we're essential partners.
Momentum Advocacy, your friends at the Capitol. Learn more at momentum-advocacy.com.
There's never a good time for car trouble, especially when you've got places to be. Whether it's a mysterious rattle under the hood or just time for that routine oil change, you need a mechanic you can trust. That's where Jay's Auto in Blue Earth comes in. From strange noises to engine diagnostics, Jay and his team provide honest service at a fair price. They're proud to keep their neighbors on the road safely season after season. Don't wait for a breakdown. Stop at Jay's Auto today or call 525-1052.
It's nice to know a guy that knows a guy. Al Travis.
Love having her on. Alysen Nesse, talking all things politics. Alysen, this is how, I don't mean to say you're wrong. Maybe I will be 100% wrong. But in 9 months, I mean, the other things we got caught up in were no more King's March, the whole Venezuela invasion thing. I mean, we've had one thing after the next that we had our eye on, and this is the latest one, and it's big. I'm not saying it's not, but 9 months is a long time between now and then for Trump not to do something more stupid. Sorry.
Well, that's
Thank you.
That's
leading
true.
the witness.
Yeah. No, and I was thinking about this. The assassination of Melissa Hortman really impacted me because I'd known her since I was 15, and I worked with Sarah every day at the Capitol. But most voters didn't even know who she was. All of these things that aren't impacting people's daily lives, they don't really feel it. People
point.
move on from it. School shootings used to be more impactful, but they happen so often. There has never been a time where moms are at their schools asking the federal government to leave the parking lots of elementary schools.
I'm just saying 9 months from now, it'll be interesting to see if that's still the thought. You know what I mean? It's just so long, and I'm not saying you're wrong.
I know. And I'm not saying you're wrong either. 9 months is a really long time, and the news cycle will be onto something else. But I'm just the individual impact that this operation is having on people is so direct that it's different than some kind of a tangential headline.
Sure. It is getting us this. I don't know if will you call it a break up there? Let me ask you that. Because out here, you hear Homan's coming to town. They're getting the other guy out. They're going to bring down the numbers of the Border Patrol. I don't know if that means ICE as well, but the Border Patrol. Walz and Fry met with Homan, and it's only been a day, but I would tell you it seems like something is calmed down a little. I don't saying it's over, but it sure seems like it's calmed down in a day.
Well, the fact that the president actually talked, the president and the governor spoke, the president and Mayor Fry spoke, that hadn't happened yet. It had,
which is
nothing
crazy.
Happens in silence. Nothing grows in silence. So the only way to make it feel like maybe we maybe there is a potential to turn down the heat, whatever. That can't happen until they talk, and they have now. And Holman was over at City Hall yesterday meeting with Mayor Fry. So, and Holman is a well-respected, longtime official. I mean, so I just the previous Bovino that was here felt not serious. It felt
well, and hopefully we're moving in the right direction. I guess what it does is give you and I the opportunity to talk about something else, right? It isn't the front page thing. Yeah. So this is what slid by, folks. You're going to find this interesting. There were 2 elections yesterday.
There were.
Yes. They both fell to the Democrats. One didn't even have a Republican running, and looking back, you wouldn't have known the person anyway. So what difference does it make? But everything stays the same. So we're 67 in the House, 35-34 in the Senate. What's interesting is that could have changed the dynamic in a lot of ways had it went differently, and we didn't even talk about it in the last 6 weeks.
Yeah, I mean. The race in St. Paul is, the Republicans say, like, what's the point of running somebody?
I would have saved my $50 to file.
Yeah, exactly. The East Metro Woodbury seat is a bit more interesting because, that was a GOP seat for a long time until the last 8 years. But also the DFL candidate in that area is incredible. She is well known. She is well respected. She was the leader of Prairie Island. I mean,
Okay. Well, they've got it. I guess my point to you is nothing changed. So
nothing.
So everything's the same, and now we're 3 weeks away from session starting.
2.5, but who's counting?
Wow. Well, evidently, folks in your line of work, I would like to round up. So 2.5 weeks from start. What is going to be the topic du jour when we get there? Again, it would have been the shooting. It would have been the shooting at the school, the Catholic school. It would have been so many things. What is it that can get done, or is this with those numbers? Everyone hold your ground. We're going to try to get through this session.
I do think there's still appetite for a bonding bill. It is a bonding year. Okay. We have some capacity, and there are so many needs across the state. So many communities depend on a bonding bill for your wastewater plants, like big, giant infrastructure projects. I do think there's an opportunity there. And then I do, the state's is facing a lot of cuts from the federal government in various areas. And I know at least the chairs of the finance committees in the Senate, the Ways and Means Committee in the House, they're serious budgeters, and they're going to want to understand the impact of those federal cuts and where it's impacting our state budget.
Well, I find that interesting as well, because just for folks who don't remember, Trump has said he's going to stop more than one project, SNAP, and I don't know what the other one was, on the 1st of February. That's, I'm going to round up, 3 days away. I might be wrong. Could be 4. But we're coming that quick to that. Can the state survive that until they get back and rearrange the money? Is there enough slush fund, that's a horrible word to say, that they can keep it funded till they all get in February? Do you know how that works?
I kind of, there has been an injunction on that action by Trump to stop SNAP. The courts have said he actually does not have that executive authority to make that decision. So TBD on whether or not it actually gets stopped.
I say it goes to the next appeals judge, see what he says, and she says, okay.
Yeah. And just because the way that they did it left a lot of opportunity to make it not real. But the state also does have a really healthy budget reserve. So that's going to come up, like a really healthy budget reserve.
But can the governor, we're talking if it's stopped in February 1st, you had 17 days, whatever, can he dip into that without talking to the House first?
Cannot.
No. So we're going to have to get through a couple weeks. All right. That's fair enough. Alysen, I love having you on the program. I thank you for taking the time to be here and being my lefty friend. I like you very, very much.
I like you too, Al.
All right.
I appreciate it.
We'll get you back in here next week.
Sounds good. Have a great day.
She's Alysen Nesse on the Al Travis Show.
Tired of one-sided media and